So some practicals to think about in the family room, just so fun and laughter can be a part of it, because it is so essential. And Ecclesiastes says it's the best thing you can do is to work hard and enjoy it. I mean, God wants this for us. He's going to help you get there. So number one is keep board games and cards close to help fun spontaneously break out. If it's right there, it will happen more. One of our favorites is Uno. My kids love Uno. When we had the flu go through our house, I played so many games of Uno. But it's so cute, especially with my youngest one, 6. He's 6 years old, and he's all like, kind of red in the face, and I'm competitive. And I'm like, some moms let their kids win. You're going to learn how to win, you're going to learn how to lose, and be gracious when there's so many things that you can teach your kids if you guys do games. But my youngest one will just say, I can't believe you're losing to a 6-year-old. I'm like, I know. But it's fun. They think it's funny when I get all wound up like that. We have lots of games. All their favorite ones. We did Play-Doh at some points. Number 2, make it comfortable with seating. Maybe throw blankets. My kids love throw blankets if they can wrap themselves. And plus, they can't get away from me if I try and grab them and cuddle them, Just something where it's comfortable and inviting, so where you want to come in and sit down, and whatever that looks like for you. And I know some people don't have a room designated for this, but it's just the essence of it. Do you have a bunch of laundry on there or whatever? Number 3, this is a huge one. You set the tone with your attitude. You want to know how to be a good host, how to have people want to come to your home. You set it with your attitude. If you open the door when your friend comes over, hi, how are you? What do you want? Or, oh, I'm so happy to see you. Glad you're here. Come on in. Coffee, water, what would you like? Come sit down, tell me everything. There's such a difference. So we get to set the tone, and out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. So again, I'm going to come back to what's in your heart. You want to have this awesome family time, this family room time, has to start with here. And I don't know about you, again, like I'm a Peter, whatever's in here is coming out. So that's a really good motivation for me to keep this in check. Number 4, allow others to be themselves. Does anybody else have a problem? I'm specifically referring to my husband in this scenario, I'll just be honest. His responses just either they irritate me or they just downright like flabbergast me, because we're so polar opposite. I'm sure you guys married your opposite too. The things he says, I'm like, how does it even cross your brain? That doesn't even and again, if it's in here, it comes out. So we get to have those conversations. But just a couple months ago, I got kind of quiet, and Vic knows when I get quiet, it's not good. And he asked me, what's the matter? I said, I'm just trying really hard to let you be you. And even if I don't understand and your responses are different, because I love you. And he just kind of like melted, and and I was like, it must have been pretty hard for a couple years when I just didn't let you be you. And he told me a lot about it. So, but it was good. Again, my heart was free, so I didn't have the pride overshadowing of I had to be a good wife, and I am a good wife. Why don't you tell me I'm a good wife? I was free to be able to apologize and to say I'm working on this, and he talked about it for days, which I didn't really want to talk about it for days, but we did. So allow others to be themselves, and your kids too. Let your kids be who they are. And discipline and correction and teaching, all that, yes, is essential. But God made them so specifically, and what a gift that you get to tell them you are awesome for who you are. That is so amazing. How many of you wanted to hear that more when you were growing up? I sure did. It's such a gift. And then what that shows them is that you get to be you. I have 3 boys and a husband, and none of them are emotional, and I super am, and so they just, but it's okay, it's me. I get to be me. You get to be you, I get to be me. Number 5, have a Bible near and where it can be seen. If you want to talk about bonding and intimacy, wow, like emotional intimacy, talk about the scriptures with your husband. And there was years and years and years where my husband didn't read it, he didn't want to see it, he didn't want to talk about it. I'd make his breakfast, I'd put it right in front of his plate, and he would just scoot it over. But if it's now, we're good now, but if it's there, it'll happen more often. Or one of my kids will just grab it, Mom, can you read this to me? And we really get to talk about it. I mean, that to me is bonding. That is like the soul bonding that I just love. Number 6, keep it tidy. And I like to say that it's always ready. My kids always ask, why do we have to clean the house before we leave? Well, because when we come home, it's ready. They don't understand it. But then it can just happen. If a friend calls, hey, can I come over and have coffee? Or your husband comes home and has a bad day, you can go into the family room. It's already ready. You don't have to shuffle a lot of things around. Number 7, this kind of ties in, don't let it be too cluttered. Then there's room for people. I know that, and I learned this from a friend too, that she would go to places and there wasn't room for her to sit. And so there, you can't really have this deep bonding, fun laughter, intimate, if you're not able to have room for people. So do what you can in your small place or big place to be able to have room for people. I know that's kind of a housekeeping thing, but don't you just kind of relax in a clean atmosphere? Some more than others, but yeah. Okay, number 8, be aware of the emotional state of the people that are in your family room. This is really important. To bond on deep levels, you need to know where they're at. One of my sons, he's totally a feeler, and to be able to reach him, you have to know if he's sad, mad, all these kind of things. Be aware of the emotional state of yourself and your husband or whoever else you're having there. It's important because it shows empathy, it shows it shows concern. It's awesome. I really challenge you to do that. And then it challenges us to get outside of ourselves and focus on the other person's needs. And when you focus on the other person's needs, that can really help their relationship deepen as well. Number 9, smells. And again, maybe it's just because I have a bunch of boys in my house and a dog that likes to chew sticky treats. But it's just hard. Or I lived in a place where it was moldy, and we didn't know it was moldy for a while. We always kind of had that like musty kind of smell. So that can be offensive to some people. And it just, again, it helps if it's just clean and tidy and smells nice. Number 10, think about what kind of family room you want to create and do it. So I've just kind of given you some things that I strive for, but really all of us are so individual, and all of us have such different personalities and such different gifts, and we want to bond with certain people in their environment. So think about that. I have a friend where the whole family, there's 5 of them, they are nuts about football. So every single room in their whole entire house is football. I mean, college football, NFL football, Little League football, it's football everywhere, but they love it. And they are a tight family. That's not my place. I don't choose to do that, but you can. So just have the freedom to whatever family room that you decide that you want to have, pray about it, and do it. It can be just that simple.